Hello world, Coach Monk here. Just want to impart some peace and blessings to you from the Most High. So today's Tough Talk, getting a little more practical, just talking about a few things just from the practical side, from the gritty side, not getting so much into the woo-woo today like we have been. But it's all right. I'm talking about the challenge I accepted and putting myself through this year, the 2020 challenge. Okay. First of all, why would you want to put yourself through challenges? Again, challenges are what sparks growth. And it's two things. It's really kind of an either or thing right here. If you're not growing, you're dying. Okay. So you can look at it this way. You progress to a certain point and then you're staying static. Well, you're not growing, you're actually going backwards now. Even if you're at a level you were at formerly. So you need challenges in your life to help yourself grow, to help yourself stay sharp, and you need them in all of these different areas. Okay, you need them in a bunch of different areas. Because if you can willingly put yourself through a challenge consciously, then guess what? Life is not going to hand you a bunch of challenges that you're unprepared for. So if you get a challenge that's unexpected just through living your life, your system is ready for that challenge. Secondly, if you're challenging yourself in the way you need to necessary in the different areas of your life, odds are that life is going to drop something on you unexpectedly in that way. Okay, so challenges, and I want to issue this as a challenge to you. If you haven't put yourself through a challenge, think of a good challenge you could put yourself through. You know, I break mine down in, I have a yearly challenges, I have monthly challenges, I even have weekly challenges, sometimes daily challenges, daily little and weekly little tasks that I have to accomplish, a monthly bigger task that I'll have to accomplish, and then a quarterly, yearly, etc. And they all work and fit together. Okay, so my 2020 challenge was a couple of things. Physically, I have a professional goal, physical goal, and then, a creative process. So my creative goal, I'll just spit out here quickly, was to publish this collection of poems. I'd had all this stuff written, just sitting around for a few years, actually. So I said, hey, I was reading through some, I was like, someone can benefit from this, so I need to read through it, put it together, and then put it out there. Because my idea was, hey, this is stuff that I wrote, and as I was reading through it, this is something I needed to hear on some of my worst days. If I would have had something like that when I was going through some really hard stuff, it would have helped me out. So I'll put that out there, and I've already accomplished that. Put that out there, just as medicine for people who need it. And then as a disclaimer, it's not for everybody. I've had mixed reviews come back so far and so forth on that. Some people have really loved it. Some people just not their cup of tea at all. And then some people love it, but they can't, or they liked it, but they can't necessarily promote it because some of the ideas, the viewpoints, and the delivery might conflict with the brand that they're writing for, and that's okay. Again, I'll put that out there just as medicine for someone who's in a hard place. And if it can be a benefit to you, if it's a benefit to you, I don't expect you to promote it at all. But it's called Trek Through the Underworld. It's available on Amazon. You can check it out, read it for yourself. My fitness goals were a few. And again, fitness goals, we always talk about it in some of these videos, but fitness goals we look at, it's fitness, you're going to get in shape or whatever the thing is, and the going after a fitness goal, it's going to enhance every area of your life. It will. But I say if you're setting a fitness goal, first of all, make it manageable, but second of all, make it something slightly outside of your comfort zone. Slightly. Don't make it some huge one. Make it something slightly beyond your reach, and then go get after it. So I had 3, and 2 are these things that just require consistency. So my minimum standards, a minimum of 25 minutes of jump roping a week, and a minimum of 500 burpees per week. Now, this is in addition to the other training that I'm doing, but the reasoning behind those two things: one, 25 minutes of jump rope, it's something you have to do consistent. You break it down, you're working out 5 days a week, it's 5 minutes of jump rope, 5 days a week. So not a huge goal, but it forces you to do something consistently. Secondly, with the jump roping goal, I had the last year and a half or so, I did a big build up of just building up my 3 core lifts, my squat, my bench press, and my deadlift. And I wasn't doing, always for years I've incorporated a little bit of jump rope, and basically the last year and a half I've incorporated almost no jump rope, and I've found negative impacts in just my overall conditioning, my joint health, even like just with joint pain and mobility. And then I was carrying around weight, even though I was still doing a ton of cardio. I was carrying around weight that I normally wasn't carrying around, an extra 15 pounds more or less. And some of that could have to do with just the heavy lifting I was doing. I'm lifting a lot heavier weights, so my body's going to respond to that stimulus. But as I've incorporated, I'm on week 19, going on week 20 of this challenge, I'm leaner, I'm stronger. And then what I've noticed with the jump roping especially is just the overall athletic performance of basic tasks. It's just a lot easier for my body to tap into, whether it's running, whether it's any side mobility, shuffling, running sideways, jumping, is better. My joints feel better. I'm lighter and stronger, which is awesome. And my overall conditioning is just better. I seem to, just with the consistent practice of it, and the burpees is the same thing with the consistent practice of it, I have an extra gear I can tap into if I need to, whereas the last year and a half, I just was kind of old. I didn't have that gear there. And so I think that's unlocked a little bit of it for me. In years past, I had that extra gear either from jump roping or doing just a lot more running on a consistent basis. I had a minimum standard where I would, at least for a long time, run 2 miles a day. The burpees, or simply, I hate doing burpees. I just don't like doing them. So doing something, one of my least favorite movements, doing something that I do not like, and having to do it on a consistent basis has, one, got me to learn that there are a lot of different types of burpees you can do. Secondly, it's something I don't like to do, but it's nothing to be afraid of. I've gotten to where, hey, I'm really good at them. I'm easy. I even did this challenge a couple weeks ago, and end result at the end of the workout, I ended up doing 180 burpees and didn't even realize it, which that's a lot, and no sweat for me. But again, something that's slightly uncomfortable that I don't like doing, but I have to do on a consistent basis, and now it's no big deal. And my third challenge physically on the fitness side was to be able to dunk again. So I thought that would be a good 35th birthday kind of year for me. So I just turned 35 when I started the challenge. I'm 34 years old. I'm about to turn 35, and I've been playing, so I coach basketball. It's my full-time job, my day job. I coach basketball. I'm out playing with some guys. I remember getting in the gym, and I couldn't get off the floor. And it didn't make sense to me, because I had the explosive power I had the strength base. I'm deadlifting 500 pounds. I'm squatting more than twice my body weight. I'm bench pressing 300 pounds, and I can sprint fairly well, but why can't I jump and explode off the floor? I'd even been doing, like box jumps and things. But what it got down to is a lot of my tendon and my joint health just wasn't where it needed to be. And so I got on that grind to say, hey, I'm going to go after it. Whether I succeed or fail is not the point, but the point is I'm going to try it, and just to see if I can prove myself either right or prove myself wrong, that I can, work the hops back in. So essentially 100 days of training, and I got to where I'm barely touching the rim. And there's a video, and I'll post that in the link too, of kind of the progress of the dunk journey. And then some of the training things I've been doing in the meantime to get back up there, to get my vertical jump up there. Now, as a byproduct, other things have gotten better by doing this jump training. My speed, overall running speed, has gotten better. So not only sprints, but like my mile time, I cruised a 5:45 mile the other day, and I'm gonna directly attribute that just my joints, my tendons feel better, so I'm running more efficiently. For example, I'm obviously jumping higher, my sprint speed's better, my lateral movement's better. Just all these things have gotten better as a byproduct of doing this jump training. And some of y'all have asked specifically what I'm doing. Well, I started with the Jump Attack program by Tim Grover. You can get it, it's a book. This is basically the protocol he used for athletes such as Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, Michael Jordan, to name a few. It's tough, it's intense, but if you want a good program, get on that program. It will get you right. I'm going through, I'm about to start phase 2 of my second time through that whole program right now. But background in that, how I was able to get there in 100 days, again, I wasn't expecting to do it that quickly, but I've been playing basketball and training and doing jump training. You know, you got to look at from age 12 or 13, seriously getting after the basketball stuff and trying to jump higher and become an elite basketball player from age 12 or 13 all the way until I was about 26 years old. You know, so consistent training, working on explosive power, lateral movement, and skills related to that sport. So I had a huge base in that sport, and that was why I was able to accomplish the goal so quickly. But now I'm in this phase where, hey, I can feel it in my body, there's more in the tank. So I'm going to see where this jump training goes, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Professional goals for myself on the 2020 challenge was simply to, I'm a basketball coach for my day job. So it was basically just to develop better systems, both in the player development standpoint and the team strategy standpoint. I'm not going to bore you with all the X's and O's of that stuff. If you are interested in player development, I'll be coming up with some videos later on that stuff for you basketball people out there. But again, challenges. Institute some challenges. So for me, my daily challenge is always sticking to it's 3 things I got to get done in a day, basically. I've got to do something physical. I've got to do any type of writing or creative task. And then I've got to make deliberate family time. If I do those 3 things, my day is going to be really good. So those are my daily challenges. And then that rolls into weekly. Weekly, I'm going to have a progression of things that I'm going to do. Let's say on the workout side, I'm going to hit arms and legs these days. I'm going to jump these days. On days that I'm jumping, it needs a different type of nutrition. On days that I'm not, putting together all of those types of things. I'm going to fast for 20 hours, at least 3 days during the week. So there we have a weekly challenge. And then a monthly challenge might look something like, completing a Murph, right? We got Murph challenge coming up. It might be doing a Murph that week. It might be attending a meeting or a conference or a workshop for my job. It might be, hey, if I'm not working on a longer work, right? I write. I'm a writer. If I'm not working on a longer work, it might be, hey, I'm gonna write an article on this topic. I'm gonna write a short story engaging this subject matter, this theme. So set yourself up small challenges, maybe a daily one, try to do a monthly one, a quarterly one, and then a yearly one to allow for that growth to happen in your life. Because if you're not going after it consistently, and consciously, life is going to put those things in your path without your choosing. So again, it's this idea of hormesis or hermetic response that I've talked about in previous videos. If you choose the stress, it's a beneficial stress. If you're not choosing the stress, then it can destroy you if your body isn't prepared for it. So my job here on this planet is to make sure, yes, I'm going to eat the booger too. My job is to make sure that you're learning how to adapt to that, and we can all succeed and be happy. We can be strong, we can be healthy, and then we can spread that love to everybody, man. So it's Monk with a little practical talk this week. Out.